How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews, back with a little bit of growler, not even growler goodness. Form of Golden Gem, 4.5%. I think they called a Belgian influenced, just like golden ale. I've had this before. Full disclosure. So last night, I got a notification from Instagram that Conclave was releasing kind of their first Saison-y kind of barreled beer, and I was like, I'm getting that. I had to go somewhere kind of sort of close to there anyway, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna pick up some stuff, and I ended up buying a couple of those beers, and I'm gonna review that probably after this one. And I got a couple of these growlers, and I just picked this one because it said Belgian Golden Ale. And I was like, okay, what's this? So I get down there. My buddy Tim, who's co-owner of Conclave, I get there hanging out. He's there. I'm drinking one of their beers, and he's like, what are you drinking? This and whatnot. And I'm like, what should I drink next? He's like, try this. So I've had this, full disclosure. So we're going to talk about it like, I don't know. It's fresh in my mind, but I thought it was a fun beer to review. Let's put it that way. What does it look like? It looks like a Pilsner. It looks like a Kolsch. That is because it is a Kolsch. It's not a Belgian beer. He actually told me about this. It's kind of got like a Belgian, I believe like a Belgian yeast base, but with a wheat malt bill, but it was crystal wheat. So that's why it's not hazy. It's somewhere between like a Kolsch and like a wheat beer, but not hazy in any form or fashion. Looks all the part of a Pilsner, Kolsch, those kind of things. Head was there. White as white could be, dissipated pretty quickly. So yeah, it looks the part of what? Of a clear beer. Let's get a nose. Yeah, I mean, you get this nice kind of fun little soft banana, bubblegum kind of phenolic on it. Nothing too crazy, but it definitely reminds you of like a German style wheat beer. There's definitely a soft wheat presence, but not as robust as a German wheat beer. Again, 4.5%, not that big of a beer. And just has this kind of like it is very much a wheat beer, but it has that crispness and snappiness, at least on the nose, the way it kind of comes off as like a Kolsch. You know, if you do like a lager ferment on a ale yeast, it gives you that kind of cleaner version of a beer. That's what it is. It smells like a light, chuggable, sessionable, Belgian, German wheat beer-esque kind of beer. So let's dive in. Cheers. Oh, that's more bittering than I thought it would be based off of what I had earlier today. But it's cool. It's got this nice hot presence to it. It definitely almost gets to like Czech Pils level kind of bitterness on it. Kind of Zazie, Hallertau kind of level of bitterness or style of bittering in there. There's this nice kind of soft kind of Belgian, German, weedy kind of bubblegum banana softness to it. But you get punched with that bit of those kind of traditional old school kinds of hops in there with this really clean, really crisp, kind of well done beer that comes off very much more lagerish than it does kind of ale yeast. And honestly, listen, this is probably the first weekend. Oh, here he comes. My buddy boy Micah Bean is coming out here. He's not going to be on this video though. We'll have to wait for the other one. We'll see. Anyway, you know, it's one of the probably hottest weekends we've had all year consistently. Like, we've had a couple good days here and there, and this is absolutely 100% outdoor drinking beer. You know what I mean? It's slow ABV, it's crisp, it's clean, it's giving you a nice presence both from that kind of yeast and also that bittering, and super refreshing to the point where it's kind of just exactly what you want in this kind of environment, this kind of temperature. Absolutely tasty, super chuggable. Glad I got 32 ounces because it's not super easy. Done and done. Yeah, it's really even hard to classify because it is very much a filtered, non-hazy German session wheat, but it does have a touch more kind of soft, kind of Belgian vibes to it. So it's somewhere floating in between. So if I'm gonna sit here and say, what is this one of the better beers I've had as of late? It's one of the better sub 5% beers I've had as like, yes, is it Mount Rushmore status there? Probably not, but eating towards the top. Wheat beers, it's in the conversation, not towards the top, because I like my wheats to be traditional. One of the more interesting beers that I've had as of late, definitely in that kind of wheat kind of family, absolutely. I mean, just super drinkable, super sessionable beer drinking beer. And beer drinking beer is fun beer. So, yeah, there you go. A little bit of Conclave in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Oh, I missed a whole section here, didn't I? I missed a whole price and availability. $15 for a growler. I want to say crowler because everything comes in crowlers now. The interesting part is pretty much everything's $15, but you also get glass with it, which is kind of makes it like a super deal. Brewery only. Up in this point, drips and drabs leaves the brewery, but it's pretty much brewery only. And if you like what we like, this, if you like Kolsch's and you like wheat beers, but you wanted something with a bit of wheat characteristic to it, but leans heavily into the style of a Kolsch, that's your beer. So there you go. Now it's over. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review down there. If you want to talk about it, Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Beer Massif. If you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing, hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of Conclave right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.